So, getting back to the burnt offering, there is an element of the offering serving as a ritual surrogate. Now, a surrogate is someone or something who serves as a substitute for somebody else. And the worshiper should regard the sacrificial animal as a substitution for himself. The Torah explains that he shall lay his hands on the head of the burnt offering, and it shall be accepted for him. The first ritual procedure in offering any animal, except for birds, was the laying on of hands. But what is the laying on of hands? Well, it implies a physical leaning on the animal so that all of the weight of the man was transferred to the animal. It wasn't just touching the head of the animal, but it was a leaning with your weight onto the animal. So you can imagine why they didn't do it to birds. But they did this to symbolize an investment of identity into the animal. You see, this is the same terminology used in Numbers 27 when God commanded Moses to lay his hands on Joshua, thereby appointing Joshua as the new leader of Israel. If you remember that narrative, that's when Israel was getting ready to enter the promised land and Moses was getting ready to die, so God had him appoint Joshua as his successor. God had Moses take Joshua up onto a mountain in front of all the people and lay his hands on him to show the people that Joshua was the replacement for Moses. Moses invested Joshua with his authority, so Joshua, in effect, became Moses' substitute. The idea being that when Joshua spoke, it would be as though Moses himself was speaking. So the people should listen to Joshua in the same way they listened to Moses. This became the customary way to pass authority on in the offices of judge and elder and rabbi and deacon, etc. They didn't have diplomas or degrees in those days, so as a way of asking, where did you learn this? The question would be, by what authority do you teach this? We see Jesus being asked this question in the Gospels, and it is very common in rabbinic literature. This wasn't some weird esoteric procedure, but just a way to transfer identity or authority from one thing to another. This was so commonplace in the first century that the author of the book of Hebrews refers to it as one of the elementary principles. So, here in the sacrificial system, when a man laid his hands on the head of an animal, he invested his identity into that animal. In this way, the animal then represented the man before the Lord. So, whatever happened to the animal, it was as though it was happening to the man.